Welcome to another episode of Who Dares Wins podcast or Who Dares Wins with JP. What's up, everybody? My name is JP, and today will be episode 50. Let's see, maybe it's like this episode 50, or maybe it's like this. However, it looks on the other side. So today's episode 50, and for episode 50, what I wanted to do is something that I've been flirting with a lot, and that is this idea of transitioning to YouTube and doing video content for you guys, and then breaking up the videos into smaller videos that I can use on my different social media platforms. Um, yeah, so I'm new to it and everything. I'm new to in the sense of like using YouTube, but that's what this podcast is all about. It's about doing it afraid. And so I'm not necessarily afraid, but I am sort of learning as I go. And part of me has been like holding back because I thought that like I would want to have I don't know, some kind of sexy background or some kind of some kind of visual effect. And also for watching like my favorite sports shows, I would love to have like buddies and like we're just kicking it, like a Pat McAfee show, or like It Is What It Is with like Cameron and Mace, or even First Take with Stephen A. Smith, who I'm actually reading Straight Shooter right now, and really good book, really good book. Stephen A's had quite a remarkable life. Or like one of my favorite sports shows, which is like Get Up in the Morning, or Get Up with Mike Greenberg and and some of his colleagues, especially on Monday with Rex Ryan, who's like one of my favorite coaches of all time, even though I would say the greatest coach of all time is Bill Parcells. I know everyone's going to say Bill Belichick, but I love Bill Parcells, and I'm a New York Giants fan. That's right, the New York Football Giants. Why do we say New York Football Giants anyway? I mean, like New York Giants is like football. Like, is there another team that's not football that's the New York Giants? I mean, back in the day, when we had like Willie Mays and things like that, before the transition to San Francisco, which was baseball. And then also we had the Brooklyn Dodgers when they transitioned to LA, which a few years later would give us the New York Mets. And that's why they're orange and blue, or blue and orange. Blue from the Brooklyn Dodgers, and orange from the New York Giants, which now the San Francisco Giants. So yeah, I wanted to kick this off. So this is going to YouTube. So you're watching on YouTube, you're listening on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And yeah, I'm gonna definitely do it like this, and we'll see how it goes. But one of the things, and the reason why I'm wearing my New York Giants polo, or like fleece sweater, um, and also like New York Rangers hat, because it's a hockey season right now, so go Rangers. And they had a push last year in the playoffs. Um, but one of the things I wanted to say is that, like, for episode 50, which I did in episode 49, was I titled it Football. And right now it's football season. And if there's anything I love more than like Jesus or music, God, music, talking about culture, um, different things like that, is that one of the things that I have not really talked about on this platform up until my last episode really was sports. And I just like watch sports. Honestly, I watch sports all the time. When I'm not studying or I'm not doing something else, I'm watching sports. And I feel like sports to me has always been like such a feel good thing. It's also like, as a Christian, it's been something I can do where I don't where I'm not concerned about like if I'm struggling or like dealing with issues of lust or these kinds of things, like, because I'm not like attracted to football players. I'm not attracted to, you know what I mean? I'm just not, whatever. Right. And so I just love it though. I like love sports. I mean, the Giants are not good this year. The Jets aren't good this year. The Rangers are good. They're going to continue to be good. And see how far they go. And as we go deeper into the season, right now I'm just like really focused on football, but I'm a Knicks fan too. So, I'll definitely be talking about basketball and that's what it all is, right? It's like, so who dares sports wins, right? Or who dares football wins? Who dares hockey wins? Who dares European football or aka soccer wins? Um, and you know what I mean? And so, like, I'm gonna definitely talk about faith, definitely talk about the different things that are like, going on in my life. Right now, I'm a student at Asbury, and so it's finals time. It's like November here on the East Coast. Um and so like I got this paper that I gotta write. It's like a Christian philosophy paper. And then after that I got like I gotta prepare for, like, this final exam in church history, and, it's at least 100 questions, and so it's been, like, really, um yeah, it's been quite a season, quite a semester, um, that yeah, man, like, I'll be you know yeah, transitioning a little bit. It's been a hard semester. It's been a hard semester. So I kicked off already and we talked about sports and everything, but it's been a hard semester. So it's episode 50. I've been doing this podcast since 2018. Had a brief break where I was doing the Holy Fire podcast. And I thought that would jump because, I could feature music and like there's been a lot of advances with Anchor and Spotify. But then I just started thinking more and more as I post to TikTok and I post to Instagram and different places. But I was like, I really think, especially because I have friends that have YouTube pages, and I'm just like, yo, I should just make a YouTube page and then just take from that and spread it around, right? So, um, so yeah, so that's why I'm here. And so what I was saying is like this semester has been difficult because Um, I'm still in my recovery. I'm still healing from an injury I had in 2021. I had a surgery earlier this year and I'm recovering from that and like the challenges with healthcare and delays and approvals and all these things and um authorizations. Um so it hasn't gone exactly how I thought it would be. I honestly thought that I'd be like, wow, like in the clear by September. I don't know, maybe that wasn't like an accurate thing to think, but I was just like, yeah, it'd be fine. Um, what I didn't realize is that it takes at least 2 weeks to be approved for physical therapy, um, or just like for prescriptions to be approved from healthcare, I guess. Different healthcares, different things, I guess. Um, But yeah, but it's been good, and I've been, like, doing physical therapy, and I've been doing physical therapy at home, so for the most part, I've been doing physical therapy every single day, and my shoulder's getting better and better, and then at the same time, I'm also in Asbury since my school closed. I talked about that on the Holy Fire podcast, and, so I used to be a part of NIAC and Alliance Seminary, and they closed. And so now it's called Asbury and probably will eventually be called Asbury NYC. And it's been really good. It's a really, really good school. It's a very difficult school. And and it makes me question sometimes, God, you're calling on my life. Did you call me for this? because it's challenging and it makes me think like what um I don't know, like it shouldn't be this difficult, but but it is. And so I feel like Asbury in my experience seems like an Ivy League school, and I just like um I'm wrestling because I'm like, okay, in my accident I experienced a brain injury. Maybe that has something to do with like how difficult it is. I don't know. Maybe other schools were easier. Maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I do know one thing. Even if my work is not the best, as I'm reading the materials, I'm reading these books and doing these assignments, I'm definitely growing. I'm definitely learning. And I really think that's all that really matters, right? It's like, are you learning? Are you growing? And that's what being a student is all about, right? Um Obviously you want to get the marks, you want to get the degree, you want to advance and go forward with your career, but it's just making me like really think about um just like yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. And not that I ever thought it was easy. I just thought academics came to me easier than others. Not sure. Not sure. But I am enjoying the readings, and I'm enjoying all of that, So that's kind of like what's been going on with me as far as like sports and things. Um but I mean not sports, but like from like the seminary world. So that's been really good. And I just been like really growing and learning more and more about God, right? And the reason why, or what I mean by that is that I used to think, so I used to be part of this other church, and it was a large church, and I used to call it like a salvation machine, right? So like every time, every Sunday, it'd be kind of like this concert experience, and like people will give their lives to Jesus. And those of us who were like invested or who are a part of the church or a part of leadership or like volunteering on a certain level, we would look after these people that got saved and follow up with them and see how they're doing in their walk and see how they're doing in their faith, see how they're doing in their career, their jobs, their housing, all these things. And what I noticed is that recently, as my pastors have been speaking, is we've been talking about like setting up like an apostolic community, a church of like apostolic leaders, that all believers actually are apostolic. It just means sent. It means like we're sent ones. And I've been thinking about like what it meant at that previous church to serve out of the overflow, and what it means to serve now, what overflow looks like now. And I'm like, wow, like everyone in my church is already saved. It's not like a salvation machine. It's actually like an equipping place. It's a place of like getting deeper with the Lord and like sitting in his presence and like growing from glory to glory, from grace to grace. So what does overflow look like? And it looks like in this season of my life, I'm learning that like it really looks like in me consecrating myself to the Lord and being aware of my walk, being aware of how I conduct myself and how I carry myself, how I am with others, especially those younger than me. And as I put that together with what I'm learning in school and like church leadership, church history, those are my two classes right now. I'm like seeing, I'm like, wow, like to grow, the Lord is calling me to grow in an area and in a way that means like, like I'm anchored in God. I'm anchored in the Lord, right? That my tattoo over here, it says hook, line, and sinker. That like I'm anchored in with God, not just like stoked for this concert environment or experience, or like feeling like I'm a part of an organization that makes me feel like I'm successful. Because that's many times in that environment, like you'll feel like you're successful, and it's like I don't know, it's just not like the whole thing. Um, So I'm like learning that, and like it's really, really interesting. So it's like, so I got three things going on. I got the sports going on, I got the school going on, and then I got like the Lord refining me and growing me in certain ways. And I'm healing from the physical therapy, and I'm working, and I'm able to work more. Last week I worked like more shifts than usual for the first time since probably 2022. So that was pretty cool. Um, yeah, man, a lot has just been going on. It's been really cool. And yeah, and so I was just like excited because I wanted to say that like, this podcast is on episode 50, episode 50. And then I did like, I don't know, at least 10 on Holy Fire podcast. And um I definitely need to get more guests and more people like that. And but yeah, like doing a podcast is interesting because it's yeah, it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I can't really expect people to want to watch or listen to me or what I have to say. I'm just going to continue to grow and like hopefully providing content, providing information that is usable, that is workable, that is something that you want, and not just me talking, me sharing, um yeah. So yeah, that's it. The final thing I'd say is that like, you know as I incorporate more sports into the podcast, and as it's more visual, hopefully that'll give you an opportunity to kind of feel like a closer connection to me, closer connection to the podcast and the content and the sort of journey that we've been on as you've been listening and now you're seeing. Um, yeah, and like, and continuing to grow and like understanding like how I do this better and like how to make the content better, how make it more enjoyable to look at, enjoyable to hear, whatnot. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's been quite a journey. I started with nothing. I started with just a phone, and now I have a mic, I have a computer, got an iPad, got a light ring, got all these things, and that's why I'm not wearing glasses because I'm gonna be like a giant ring in my glasses. But yeah, like just yeah, it's been quite a journey, and I'm committed. I'm gonna keep doing it, and I get so excited when I watch videos and I watch shows, and I'm like, man, I want to do that, and like I do that, but like I want to do it more, and I want to do it better, and I want to reach people and reach you, and like it just really speaks something that you want to hear, that you want to watch, that you want to see. Um, because I do especially have a heart for sports. I have a heart for football. I have a heart for basketball. And like one of the craziest things right now in football is that like one Aaron Rodgers um is like about to make probably, I don't know, one of the greatest accomplishments in football history, and that is the comeback after a series of months from tearing his Achilles, and play football again. I mean, we'll see. The Jets are complete trash right now. Um, And then the Giants are without Daniel Jones. They're out without Tyrod Taylor. They're without like all these people. And like but like this third string quarterback, Tommy DeVito, is possibly our could be our starter. I don't know. Daniel Jones just signed a new contract before he got this season-ending injury. We don't know, but I love the idea that like Tommy DeVito is from Jersey, and that we got like this hometown person. I mean, his favorite team's not the Giants growing up, but that's cool. It'd be like that sometimes. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's really cool, and I'm doing fantasy football like with my church, so I'm really into sports, really like it, and I'm actually doing really good. Like I'm like 10-2, and generally I'm not that good in fantasy football, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, what's the last thing? Um, I guess the last thing I would say is that like speaking about last Sunday's games, um, the Eagles and the Bills. Yeah, the Eagles and the Bills. The Eagles don't win pretty, but they always win. And they're like really good. And if they can continue winning, I really think, it's just going to be a repeat of last year's Super Bowl. I find it very hard to believe that the Chiefs don't make it to the Super Bowl because it's just a matter of time. These receivers are going to catch their passes. And yeah, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be Eagles and the Chiefs. But who knows? I mean, the Lions look really good. The Lions look really good. Um, Maybe tomorrow I'll show and talk about the film Bye Bye Barry, which is on Prime. Um, we'll see. We'll see what else I'm gonna talk about. But anyway, this was episode 50. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Um, a little bit longer than my usual, but yeah, man, you can just do it at 2x. That's how I listen and read books and watch watch stuff anyway. So just do it at 2x, and hopefully you find something valuable from the content. And let me know what you think. Write in the comments, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, Holy JP Fire, and we'll see how I go about setting this up and everything. But I'm hoping that like I can set it up as Who Dares Wins on YouTube, or Who Dares Wins on yeah, the Who Dares Wins YouTube page, something like that. Anyway, thanks so much. Yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I'm out.